So why would the United States government spend 180 crore rupees for voter turnout in India? That is a question on everyone's mind as Elon Musk-led Department of Government Efficiency cancelled $21 million grant under the former President Joe Biden's administration. In the announcement, DOGE has highlighted that the money was part of a larger 4,200 crore budget that was allocated to the Consortium for Elections and Political Process Strengthening. Musk's department says that the cancellations were part of the efforts that were spent on questionable overseas political activities. Listen in.
What was the deep state planning to do, and who were the beneficiaries of this $21 million? We would like more skeletons to come out. What kind of establishment we had for the last 60 years?
Important question is, whom were getting this money? BJP is the ruling party of this country. You should find out money is coming to whom. Money is coming for what purpose?
भारतीय इलेक्शन व्यवस्था को सुदृढ़ करने के लिए हो सकता है इस तरह का कोई प्रावधान अमेरिका से रहा हो कि भारतीय इलेक्शन व्यवस्था भी बेहतर बने, लेकिन शायद मेरे ख्याल से अमेरिका ने इसलिए पैसा रोक दिया कि यहाँ व्यवस्था कुछ बननी है ही नहीं है, यहाँ तो बूथ कैप्चरिंग होनी है.
So the question is, who received these funds and how were they used? Who were to benefit from the spending of the 180 crore on voter turnout? The BJP says that this is proof of systemic external infiltration and interference in India's electoral process, while the opposition claims that this shows that there are doubts being raised on the integrity of the poll process in India. But let's tell you, apart from what has been revealed by DOGE, which is an Elon Musk-led department, let's also tell you the big revelations that have been made by an insider, somebody who worked in the US State Department. Mike Benz, who was previously with the US State Department, has spoken about how the United States State Department influenced major tech companies. They influenced Facebook, WhatsApp, YouTube, as well as X, and they influenced big tech to curb pro-Modi content. So the question of what it was intended towards, the money that was spent, this could provide some answers. It says that WhatsApp was specifically targeted for these restrictions. So any messages that were being pro-Modi were being curbed. And look at the date. It was in 2019, which means the Lok Sabha elections. Any pro-Modi messages on WhatsApp were being curbed. The number of messages being sent out were also curbed. In fact, he also made some revelations on the misinformation campaign and how the USAID and US-linked think tanks had an active role in the election, saying that they had funded the counter misinformation programs in the country. And what was the intent? Reducing the visibility of the BJP. So these programs were intended towards suppressing the BJP, and they pushed for content moderation on social media, focusing on reducing the visibility of the pro-Modi messages. All of this being revealed by somebody who has been a part of the State Department of the United States, Mike Benz. This was a revelation that came in from him. This comes amid DOGE revealing that huge amount of money was being pushed into India. So a massive political storm, understandably, has erupted over the DOGE meddling charge. Several BJP leaders have now called for a probe, while clearly asking that there should be an investigation into the money trail, where the money has gone, who got the money, and what it was intended for.
What is coming out in the media is certainly worrisome. Why would any US agency wish to give $21 million for election-related work in India? Would that not amount to interference in India's electoral process? In the past, we've seen certain political parties, like the Congress, even engaging with organizations like Cambridge Analytica, which was with an attempt to somehow create some kind of influence that may change around or interfere with the election process. Now you have this 21 million. So certainly if anyone has received money under it, that has to be made clear.
Rahul Gandhi has made it clear that he wants to fight the Indian state. The question is that was Rahul Gandhi and the proxies of the Congress party on payrolls of deep state? What needs to be investigated were certain members of Indian opposition not speaking about the people of India but were running the agenda of George Soros. Were they on the remote control of George Soros just like Rahul Gandhi is? It is a matter of national security that the Indian opposition perceived to have relations with deep state and George Soros, which wants to hurt the unity and integrity of India and create democratic deficit.
My colleague Pragya is joining us on the broadcast with the details. Pragya, this issue has been spoken of time and again, especially during the elections, of a foreign interference. But it has been solely a charge that has been leveled. But this is a revelation that has come in from the Department of Government Efficiency of the United States. So this is an official information that has come in. What is the action that is going to be initiated?
Well, there are many leaders in the BJP as well, like former Union Minister Mr. Rajiv Chandrasekhar, who demanded an inquiry and investigation into it, because everyone would want to know who got this money, who was US aid promoting, whether this has anything to do with destabilizing the Indian government, as a charge made by the Prime Minister time and again. Remember, when he made his speeches, he said there are enemies inside and outside the country. So if someone is fueling this destabilization from the outside, someone in the country was getting this particular aid. $21 million is no small amount. And for what? For voters turnout. Did we have an increase in the voters turnout in the past? And or if not, where did this money go? So all these questions have been asked now, and in fact, it is for the government, in fact, to really answer these questions. I know BJP is up in arms against many of those, because there had been protests against the government policies that we saw, be it farmers' protests, be it CSA, CA related protests. All those protests were funded from somewhere, and this was a hint that many of the BJP leaders were giving during the time of protest. Mr. Rajiv Chandrasekhar has also spoken about such protests in his own social media post that he made in the morning. But more so, the fact is now that you have this particular statement and revelation from none other than the US government, it is also responsibility of the government now to investigate this matter as to who was the beneficiary, who got this fund, and make the list out, and also start the process against those, punishing in fact those people who were part of all this conspiracy. This is treason, and this is also a fight against your own sovereignty, integrity of the country. A charge that has time and again made by the BJP. Now BJP is no longer in opposition; it is in a government. So this demands an investigation, as also demanded by the former union minister.
Absolutely, and the BJP is saying that voter turnout increase is just a euphemism for increasing and changing the regime in the country. Sagrika is joining us with the attacks coming in from the BJP and the call, Sagrika, for a probe into the money trail.
Yes, the probe and the demand for a full disclosure. Who got the money? Who were the beneficiaries? These are the kind of questions being asked. And now I'm going to take you through what, top leaders of the BJP are saying, what some Rajya Sabha MPs are also going on to say. So it's Mahesh Jethmalani. He goes on to say, so DOJ has discovered that USAID allocated $21 million for voter turnout in India, a euphemism for paying voters to cast their votes to effect regime change. Then he goes on to make a series of, disclosures, you can call them. He says Veena Reddy was sent to India in the year 2021. Is that omnious? And she was sent as the head of USAID's Indian mission. Post the Lok Sabha elections in 2024, presumably her voter turnout mission done, she returned to the US. Pity, because investigating agencies here could have asked her some questions about who this money was given to for applying it to voter turnout operations. She worked in close tandem here with US Ambassador Garcetti in executing the agency's objectives. Doubtless, he will plead diplomatic immunity if asked about the voter turnout modus operandi. And of course, USAID's foreign objectives were directed by its ex-Secretary of State, Anthony Blinken, at that time, who will shed no light on the matter. So it's up to our agencies vested with the power to protect the integrity and sovereignty of India to seize USAID's account. So look at the kind of demands that are coming in. So right now, there is a call that is being made to seize USAID's India accounts and follow the disbursal trail of $21 million earmarked for the voter turnout project and unearth the stooges of the democratic deep state. They should then be visited with the full force of the law, dealing with subverting the Indian state, in common parlance, treason. So this is the demand coming in. You heard what Mahesh Jethmalani said. Now let's take you through what Rajiv Chandrasekhar has said. You've also been talking about it, Pratibha. Rajiv Chandrasekhar calls this smoking gun of interference and undermining of democracies. Shocking that on one hand there is discussion on democratic values and on the other there is brazen undermining of democratic nations. $486 million for consortium of elections and political strengthening. What does that mean and why? Then he goes on to say $29 million, which is equal to 300 crores to Bangladesh for strengthening political landscape in Bangladesh, translated to mean overthrow a democratically elected prime minister. And then $21 million, which is equal to 200 crores for voter turnout in India. Whose voters, for whom, who received the money? So 20 million for fiscal federalism in Nepal, 19 million for biodiversity conservation in Nepal. Then you have $47 million for improving learning outcomes in Asia. It reinforces the belief that almost all these protests, now listen to the kind of charge coming in. Rajiv Chandrasekhar says that it reinforces the belief that almost all these protests had external funding forces and puppet masters behind it. I hope we investigate the money trail in India fully and who did what with US aid money. So here you have the BJP drawing the Soros link, going on to talk about foreign puppet masters, firing the interference charge in India's electoral process and calling for a full investigation.
Absolutely. Sagrika, stay with us. Senior news editor Bhavtosh Singh is also live with us on the broadcast. Bhavtosh, until now, the charge or the claim of a foreign interference has been in the realm of charge and a counter charge and a political rhetoric. But now, this is a disclosure being made by the US government that almost 200 crores had been pushed into India for increase in the voter turnout, which the BJP claims is just a euphemism for a regime change. What is the action that could be taken, with several BJP leaders now calling for an investigation into the money trail?
Well, adding to what Sagrika had said, this is not the first time that such a charge has been leveled. In 2020, the Central Bureau of Investigation had filed a case in the Cambridge Analytica matter, and they had even sent a letter of rogatories in UK asking that the details should be shared, but not much forward movement have happened. But here the charges are much more serious. They in fact had said that in 2012, then Chief Election Commissioner had signed a memorandum of understanding with the International Foundation of Electoral System, which is in fact an offshoot or a body which is associated with Open Society Foundation, which is in fact associated with George Soros, and which in fact receives funds from USAID, which is under scanner since US has a new president, Donald Trump, and that's the reason why they have said that there should be a full investigation. Now Mahesh Jethmalani has in fact put out a post on X and had linked this with the previous director and her tenure, and it could be possible, according to him, that the previous general election could have been an attempt could have been made by USAID. Now there have been in fact some discrete inquiry that were earlier carried out by federal probe agencies with links of USAID to some NGOs that have been carried out, but these were preliminary inquiries. They were not proper inquiries that were carried out. As of now, there have been no proper inquiry that have been carried out, but these charges that have been leveled can in fact be converted into a full-fledged inquiry as time goes by, as political rhetoric converts into something tangible as far as agencies are concerned.
Okay, all right. So the BJP leaders asking for a probe, and after the allegations that the BJP has made time and again, the BJP now says, take a look at where the money trail has actually gone. Bhavtosh and Sagrika, thank you for joining us with those details. With that, we're slipping into a short break here. We'll be right back. Stay with us.